Dear student, now I give lecture on Introduction to Breakdown in Solid Dielectrics and Intrinsic Breakdown. First we studied about the Introduction to Breakdown in Solid Dielectrics. Solid dielectric materials are used in all kinds of electrical apparatuses and devices to insulate one current carrying part from another when they operate at different voltages. A good dielectric should have low dielectric loss, should have high mechanical strength, should free from gaseous inclusions and moisture, should be resistant to thermal and chemical deterioration. These are the properties of good dielectric materials. The solid dielectrics have higher breakdown strength compared to liquid and gases. Studies of the breakdown of the solid dielectrics are of the extreme importance in the insulation studies. When the breakdown occurs, the solid get permanently damaged while the gases fully and liquids partly recover their dielectric strength after the applied electric field is removed only. So the mechanism of the breakdown is a complex phenomenon in case of solid and varies depending on the time of application of voltage as shown in the figure. Now you see the figure. The figure represents the variation of breakdown strength with time after application of voltage only. So x-axis is log time, y-axis is breakdown strength only. So then we can draw the first one is what intrinsic and electromechanical breakdown. The next is steamer breakdown, then thermal breakdown, then erosion and electrochemical breakdown. These are the types of the breakdown in the solid dielectrics. The breakdown in solid dielectrics, that is the various mechanism I told, intrinsic or ionic breakdown. The intrinsic or ionic breakdown is again classified into electronic breakdown and avalanche and steamer breakdown. That is avalanche or steamer breakdown only. The next is electrochemical breakdown and then failure to the treeing and tracking, then thermal breakdown, electrochemical breakdown and then breakdown due to internal discharges. These are the various breakdown mechanisms. So in our syllabus only intrinsic breakdown, electromechanical breakdown and thermal breakdown only. Now we studied about the intrinsic breakdown or ionic breakdown. Okay, so the introduction to intrinsic breakdown is nothing but if the voltage is applied only for a short duration means 10 to the power minus 8 second only. Under this condition, the dielectric strength of the solid dielectric increases very rapidly to an upper limit is called the intrinsic electric strength only. So, the highest dielectric strength can be obtained only under the best experimental condition, that is, when all the extraneous influences have been isolated and the value depends only on the structure of the material and the temperature only. So, the maximum electrical strength recorded is 15 megavolt per centimeter for polyvinyl alcohol at minus 196 degree, that is 196 degrees centigrade. Therefore, the maximum strength usually obtainable ranges from 5 megavolt per centimeter to 10 megavolt per centimeter only. This is the maximum strength ranges only. The intrinsic breakdown mainly depends upon the presence of the free electrons. So the free electrons, that means the intrinsic breakdown, that is the capable of, that means migration through a lattice of the dielectric only. And then a small number of conduction of electrons are present in the solid dielectrics along with some structural imperfection and small amounts of impurities. So therefore the impurity atoms or molecules, or both atoms and molecules, act as a traps for the conduction of electrons up to certain ranges of the electric fields and temperatures. When these ranges are exceeded, the additional electrons, that is in addition to trapped electrons, are released, and these electrons participate in the conduction process only. That is the trapped electrons, that means what's that, the impurity atom or molecule, or both impurity atom and molecule only, that act as a trap only. The intrinsic breakdown, that means again the classified into two types. One is electronic breakdown, another one is avalanche or steamer breakdown. Now we studied about the electronic breakdown. So the intrinsic breakdown occurs in the time order what we have to told, 10 to the power minus 8 second only. So this is earlier is studied only. So therefore it is assumed to be electronic in nature. But the initial density of conduction, that is the free electrons, is also assumed to be large, and electron collision occur only. That is the electron collisions occur. When an electric field is applied, the electrons gain energy from the electric field and the cross forbidden energy gap from the valency to the conduction bond only. So when this process is repeated, more and more electrons become available in the conduction bond. When the process is repeated means more and more electrons become available in the conduction band only, eventually leading to breakdown. This is nothing but the electronic breakdown. The second type is the avalanche or steamer breakdown. So this breakdown also is similar to breakdown in gases due to cumulative ionization. So the conduction electrons gain sufficient energy above a certain critical electrical field and cause liberation of electrons from the lattice atom by collision only. So under uniform field conditions, if the electrodes are embedded in the specimen, the breakdown will occur when an electron avalanche bridges the electrode gap only. An electron within the dielectric starting from the cathode will drift towards the anode, and during this motion gains energy from the field and loses it during collisions. When the energy gained by the electron exceeds the lattice ionization potential, an additional electron will be liberated to collision of first electron only. So this process repeats itself, resulting in the formation of an electron avalanche. Breakdown will occur when the avalanche exceeds a certain critical size only. So the diagram represents the breakdown channels in perspex between the point pan electrodes. The electrodes, that is the sphere gap electrodes is there, point electrodes is there, and then plan electrodes is there. That means is the circle like that is the sphere shape. So based on the shape of electrodes, we called as a point electrodes, plan electrodes, sphere electrodes. Here we are using the point plan electrodes only. So in the diagram what from 1 to that 17 is that you see the breakdown does not occur by the formation of a single avalanche breakdown itself, but as a result, many avalanches formed within the dielectric only and extending step by step through the entire thickness of the material, which is shown in the figure only. So the figure, that means, can be demonstrated in the laboratory by applying an impulse voltage between point to point electrodes with the point embedded in the transparent solid dielectric, such as perspex. The perspex means something but what that is the transparent solent, that is the solent dielectric only, is nothing but the perspex. So in this case, the radius of the point is 0.01 in, and then thickness, that means 0.19 inch, and then the total number of impulses is the 190. The number of channels produced is 16. So therefore the point indicate end of nth channel, and then the radii of increases in the units of 10 to the power 2 inches only. So dear student, in this lecture video you clearly understand the introduction to solid dielectric breakdown, that is breakdown in solid dielectrics, and then that means what are the types of mechanisms we are used in the solid dielectrics. Adala first one we studied about the instantic breakdown and all. The instantic breakdown again classified into electronic breakdown, another one is avalanche breakdown only. Thank you student for watching this video.